Hello there, it's Sean, and this is a tale of two salespersons. So, I'm someone who uses earphones a lot. I use them when I sleep, I use them when I train, I use them when I work, focus, study. I use them all the time. It's a huge part of my life, an incredibly important tool. And one day, my earphones stopped working, and that became a huge problem for me. And you gotta understand at this point, when an active buyer like myself has a huge problem, a significant problem, no one has to close me that I have a problem. Like we're able to know, we close ourselves that if it's a problem, then we need to fix it now, right? So we talk about the three big keys of a sale. Number one, I was already closed that I had a problem. That was done. What do active buyers do when they are close that they have a problem? We start searching. Not necessarily buying or making an investment then, but we definitely start looking for options, looking for potential processes that we could put in place. Just keeping an open mind and eye for what could be a solution, right? So I went out shopping and I walk into this store and let's just call him salesperson A, okay? Hey, welcome. How can I help you? Right? Confident tonality, enthusiastic tonality, uh, powerful body language, all those things. Okay, and then I had a long list of concerns, right? Because I needed to be sweat proof, water resistant. I perspire a lot when I train, so I need a high level of water resistance. A lot of my earphones have been damaged because of me perspiring too much. I need long battery hours. Sometimes I sleep with them. I need it to be wireless, comfortable for my ear, active noise cancellation. I had this long list of needs that I knew I needed in my solution, but I could not get any of them out. I could not get any of them out because as soon as I said waterproof, the salesperson A interrupted, and he was like, oh, waterproof, we have this, we have that, here are the specifications, and there are the specifications, and here are the features, and there are the benefits, and it went on and on and on and on, and I couldn't talk. And I was also trying to piece my thoughts together because I was looking at all the available options, and I was thinking what I could do with them, what could be my option, and I couldn't think, I couldn't articulate myself. I was just so overwhelmed that I left. And that's what a confused buyer does. If you overwhelm them and you frustrate them and you go on and on, they will leave. And so I left. And when I left, I walked into the next shop, right? And even from the outside, I could see the energy of the shop. The energy, I don't know if it was the boss or the salesperson, but this man had a certain chill to him. I don't know how to describe it, but it's almost like he knew his product so well. Like he was so confident and secure in his product that he was able to just look out and make sure that as long as he could match what he knew he had with what his customers were looking for, he would have a sale. So he wasn't looking to push, he wasn't looking to do sales, he was just looking to match his products and serve accurately. So it was like his energy was like a minimal wastage of movement, almost no wastage of energy. Completely different to salesperson A. So this guy, let's call him salesperson B. I walk in and I told him, hey, I'm looking for earphones. I need it to be super water resistant. I perspire a lot. I need it to be preferably wireless, long battery hours. I might sleep with them. I need a comfortable fit for my ear shape and active noise cancellation. And at this time, I was the one who went on and on and on. And salesperson B, he just listened. He just listened. And you know how sometimes when someone is really putting in the effort to listen to you, they kind of like tilt their head a little bit slightly towards you just so they can really listen and you would feel it. And I felt it because salesperson B was listening. Actually, all salesperson A had to do was to just ask and clarify, and I would tell him everything he needed to know to make a sale, right? He didn't give me the space, and he didn't facilitate that at all. And after listening, salesperson B, he paused for a while, and he said, "Oh, you can either try this or you can try that." And he gave me two options, and he took it out of the box, and he let me test, and he let me pair with my device, and he let me play all the tracks that I wanted. He allowed me to, walk around listening until I was super satisfied, and I said, I want that one. And I went with the higher end one, and I bought. Because like I said at the start of this audio, I already was closed that I had a problem, right? I was definitely gonna get something that day. I cannot live a day without my earphone, and no one has to close me on that. So all I needed to do was to get closed on the process. What are the options? And I closed myself on that when he created the space to facilitate my experience of what was possible. And so he didn't close me. You know what I'm trying to say? I experienced the process myself, and I closed myself on the process because I knew what I needed. So once I was closed on the process, then the decision was easy. I know I just closed myself on the right solution because I want the better offer. I want the higher end offer. I'm gonna use it for a long time. Until today, I'm still using that earphone. So the big three keys in all of sales: I was closed on my problem, I was closed on the process, and I was closed on the solution. And salesperson B did so little in terms of quantity and volume. He did so little in comparison to salesperson A. But is it really about the quantity and volume? Is it really about the quantity and volume? Because salesperson A he talked a lot, right? No, it's not so much, because what salesperson A was focused on was what he believed to be value, what he believed to be important. So he could only see his side of the seller's process. But salesperson B, he was not doing that. He had very strong product knowledge, but he wasn't unloading all of that on me. Instead, he was focused on discovery. He was focused on understanding exactly what were my pains, and then he could then use his amazing product knowledge to match what he needed to match, so that the buyer, not him, but the buyer, could feel that, hey, what you have is a complete and total fit to what I'm looking for. When you're able to match your amazing product knowledge, which you need to study, which you need to prepare, if you can match it well to every need that the buyer has, because you allow the buyer to tell you what are his needs, what you achieve is relevance. Relevance with a capital R. And that is so incredibly powerful, because now the prospect, not you, but the prospect, is able to close himself on the problem, the process, the solution, and arrive at a decision. Once the decision has been made, it's very difficult to stop the prospect from buying. Like, once I was clear that this was my problem, I love the process, I want the solution, there's not much that the salesperson can do to stop me from buying. I was definitely going home with that earphone that I convinced myself was the right option. As I went through the big three psychological keys of the close. And notice that up to this point in time, I have not mentioned anything about technique. Not about the tonality, not about the rapport building, not about, like, all these things, they are not bad and they are not wrong. They are extremely important. What I'm talking to you about is the essence of the sale, because if the essence was missing, he could have the right tonality, the right body language, and he would completely mess the sale up, just like salesperson A had all the right tools, all the right product knowledge, but he had absolutely no relevance. And so all his techniques would become irrelevant. So strip away the games, strip away the techniques, because those can backfire on you, especially if the prospect eventually realized that I think that salesperson earlier was kind of, running techniques and gaming me. It's gonna backfire on you. But eventually, if the prospect is able to say that going through this sales experience, I felt that the salesperson really listened to me, and he had a really good energy that held the space for me to understand everything I needed to understand. He was able to facilitate the entire experience so well that I left feeling that everything you have to offer was exactly what I needed. And the experience after only continues to validate the process, because it's a great product and I still use it to this day. It was a fantastic sales experience. I was so happy to invest in that. I needed that product. And you know what the funny thing is? Salesperson A had the same exact product in his shop. So both of them had the same product. They could have had the same chance of getting the sale. Why is it that salesperson B was able to get it with such minimal effort, while salesperson A had to go on and on and on only to lose the sale? So I hope that this experience or this exercise can serve as a reminder. If you are someone who does sales, whether you are an appointment setter, remote closer, or a business owner closing for you or your own office, the next time you are having a sales conversation as the seller, think of those times, like think of two extremes that you had for yourself. One where you had an amazing experience when you were the prospect, when you were the buyer, and then another experience, the worst one, when you were the prospect, you were the buyer. What made the difference for you? Did the salesperson make you feel understood? Did they let you experience and have full clarity on the process and the options and what you were going to get yourself into? What you were signing up for, what you were going to buy, the clarity on the offer itself. Did they hold the space and facilitate all this to happen, or did they try to, run some technique and game you and make you feel this way and blah 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 and tonality you? Think of your own experience, and you should have a pretty good idea of how you want your prospects to feel. So then you'll actually be able to focus more on them and make them feel heard, make them feel understood, and then provide the space and facilitation for them from their point of reference, from their understanding, not yours, but from what they perceive as value, not you. Okay, for them to make a decision for themselves. And then you get the sale as a result of achieving this perfect fit, relevance. Remember, the keyword here is relevance, not volume, not technique, not even sequence. Okay? So if you've had a similar experience, feel free to share with me in the comments below. What was your experience like with maybe two different salespersons? And if you have a comment, a question, a feedback that you want to share with me personally, feel free to reach out on social media and then we can have a chat, and I would love to get to know you better as well. So I hope you enjoyed this audio, this video. Until next time, it's Sena. This was a tale of two salespersons, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.